What is going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? No intro today because I'm in a bit of a hurry. I want to utilise every minute I've got because I don't have much of it to this. I'm dedicating this to my aliens another glorious day in the core. And what I'm doing, I've just washed my sprues actually. So I'm just in the process of drying them out before I can assemble them, before I can prime them, before I can paint them. Yeah. This is the kind of the goodies sprue, as it were. Colonial Marines, Ripley and Newt. Now I realise it's not getting all of it, but I'm just trying to dry it off. I'm doing this because I'm so excited. I've just literally filmed my unboxing of it prior to going in and washing my sprues in warm soapy water, which I don't know if other people, if that's what they've done. It's what I recommend you do with yours if you get it. Certain companies you know you can get away with. Games Workshop are particularly good at not having mold release residue on the models. You can sort of take them out, build them straight away, glue them together. Well, when it comes to other companies, I'm a bit more cautious, and I'm more cautious especially with this one, because I've heard mixed reviews on how the models glue together. Is the plastic, is it something odd about the plastic? Will super glue be better perhaps with it? I don't know. I may even do some test fits and glues with bits of sprue in order to see what happens with different glues. Just gonna have some coffee in a moment. Now there is a kind of a sort of instruction guide that you get with the core box set. I will have a look at that momentarily and try to adhere to that as much as I can. Of course, I'm super excited because I want to do some painting tutorials, obviously, on how I paint mine. It's nice to have a sprue that says 2020 on it. Normally my sprues are like years old, the ones I get. But this is good. We'll actually get to any building this, probably. I don't know, we'll see. We will see. My wife will be phoning me when she's on her way home from work today. So I thought I'd get this video in before then, because I'm excited. I got this done. I was going to wait until I had all the stuff for it, all the expansions and that. And I just suddenly dawned on me how unrealistic that is, from a financial point of view. Well, not so much that, it's just the time. Yeah, I could just wait until I do have the funds, but the moment will be over then, and I might not be into it as much. I'm just trying to dry these, getting the worst stages of the water off at the moment, because I have washed them with a nail brush in warm soapy water, which of course you're recommended to do on miniatures. Something I don't mind doing on the sprue. Because when you cut the bits off the sprue, the bits underneath will be even less tainted, because it'll be the inside of the plastic essentially, if you get what I mean. So these sprues, the aliens look remarkable. They do. They're not unsimilar to the Aliens vs Predator miniatures from that game. Don't know why I never got into that game, or just reasons. Just never did. And I've got the assets and hazards sprues as well, which is a way of enhancing your gaming experience with this, with the computer terminals, crates, face huggers and alien eggs. Oh, and sentry guns, they play a part in this too. I saw a really good, I think it's called Come Meet Me at the Table. It's the YouTube channel. If I remember, I'll put a link in the video description. Does some really cool playthroughs, acknowledges his mistakes. Something I don't get to do on my Resi ones until after the fact, because I don't realise I've made a mistake until it's pointed out to me. But, you know, if I make a mistake, I'll always admit to it, and that's good. The rules corrections that were sent to me in comments on my Resi games, I actually thought they were so good, I printed them out. You know, to make sure, try and make sure that my future games, I don't make the same mistakes, because I don't want to make mistakes, you know. I got my coffee. As you know, this is a paint-along series, so you gotta have your coffee, right? Just onto the last couple of sprues here now. I'm not sure whether to put these together first or the other ones. It's so exciting. I'm excited. Rebecca Newt Jordan. Nobody calls me Newt except my brother. No, nobody calls me Rebecca. Nobody calls me Rebecca. That's it. She says, Newt, my name is Newt. Nobody calls me Rebecca except my brother. That's how I remember it. Just mopping this up here. And I guess we should give these a chance to dry a bit more thoroughly, which I can do that. A lot of droplets on here. This looks like a different type of plastic to the plastic in the board games themselves. I guess we'll find that out as well. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to pop them onto this paper towel. And of course, I'm looking to start on the characters. Right. Now they will need further cleanup. Not just cleanup, but they will need further drying, is what I was meaning to say. Further drying, yes. Right, so it's just me making a noise when the assembly guides out. Now, I appreciate if you're new to modelling and all that kind of thing. So, what I'm going to do is try and dry my models out a little bit more. Right, now, whom are we going to? I think I've already decided upon Newt. So yeah, Newt is going to be the one. So, with that in mind, I've got to find my cutters. Here we are. So Newt is this one here. So I'm going to snip her off of the sprue. She's got like a little peg on her right foot that obviously will slot into this base that I'm also snipping off the sprue. I find it a little curious, as a couple of people have, why the hand, her right arm needed to be done separately. I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't know on that one. So I'm going to be looking at obviously capturing any more moisture. And am I going to do any test gluing? Yes, I probably am. Detail's not bad on this. I've seen better, I've seen worse. I've seen more worse than better. So it's, you know, more than adequate, I would say. This arm looks like a pain to do, so I nearly lost it then. It's a very small piece. Be very careful. Be very careful. In fact, it's so small, I'm thinking of going to files for it instead of the knife, because it's just so small. Last thing you want to do is lose it. So raining now outside. I was thinking of planting my tree today. I've got this Christmas tree, this fir tree. Obviously it was our Christmas tree. It's still in a pot at the moment. I always like to get them in pots. I don't like getting them cut off from the stem, as it were, because they just die, and that's quite sad. Don't like that. So what I'm going to do now is take a couple bits of sprue, see if we can't glue them together. First of all, I'll try Humbrol poly cement. Because it could be that it requires super glue in the end after all. I have another test I would like to do. So, let's not waste any time then. Let's cut off a couple more. I'll try my Tamiya thin cement on it. Okay. Now this is amazing stuff. This Tamiya extra thin cement, totally brilliant for doing intricate gluing of smaller models. So if it does work on this, then that's great. That's going to be fantastic. The glue seems to be taking. The poly cement does seem to be, you know, what it likes here. I'm going to paint all the bases the same, sort of a metallic silver lead belcher type thing. Null oil and dry brush fitting. Fitting a dry brush, you know, over paint. Is that what's the word I'm looking for? Right. Okay. Right. Because I will try. Right, let's try a dry fit of the arm. What I'm going to do is score it on the inside here. Glue seems to be taking. I mean, if it doesn't for any reason, right, I'm going to Humbrol poly cement the bottom of this. To the base. Right, so a bit on her feet. There. So that is where I want her to be positioned. Her name Newt is behind her. That seems to be where it wants you to put it. The Tamiya extra thin cement seems to be doing really well. So that's probably the one I'm going to use. Time for a sip of coffee. So when I come to do these as tutorials, I have to be stressed that this is how I paint my version of Newt, i.e. this is what she's wearing in my game. Meet Me at the Table painted his in blue, like blue overall type thing. I'm thinking maybe a light grey, I'm not sure, or an orange. Dirty orange top. I don't know. Don't know yet. Right, so Tamiya extra thin cement. This is actually proving more difficult than I thought. But there we are, there's Newt, all done. Newt. Hoping the others will be a bit easier. Right, so that's Newt. Best off putting her out of the way. Move these test bits of sprue to one side as well, and my glue. So who's next? Well, we got Gorman here. Gorman. There's base. This is probably perhaps the only game I've seen where I don't mind rolling low for attacking and things. think it's because there's not so many miniatures on the board and you haven't got to do it for loads of dice. I think then it becomes a bit of an issue with me. If I'm rolling loads of dice, I want to roll lots of high numbers, not low numbers. But this is done more as a way of running out of ammo as well. It's not so much you actually, I suppose it's not so much you actually firing, although it is, as you still have bullets left. Right. Nearly blew his hand away, his head away. Hand and head. I don't like it when there's small bits like this to contend with. Don't like that at all. Thankfully some of the others, I don't mind if it's like an arm or something, but hands. And again, the child, that's just very small. It's getting to that time of day, you know, where I'm thinking to myself, I'm just trying to clean my knife off a bit here. I'm thinking to myself, well, I better start thinking about what we're going to have for tea today. Just realised I haven't looked once at Newt. Yeah, Newt does go behind. Where's Gorman? His name goes behind him as well. I think they probably all do. Gorman. You can paint the bottom of these bases black, or not the bottom, the rims, sorry. So, doing his feet, Gorman's feet. Lieutenant Gorman. Right, taking my glasses off for a little while. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Just bringing Newt back into the picture here in a minute. They're not unsimilar base sizes to 25mm ones of Warhammer, but I don't know. What time are we at here? Half an hour in, and I've done 2. Though, to be fair, I was drying them off to start with, and I haven't done 2. I've only done 1. I've still got to do Gorman's head, and take my hat off for a while. Got to do his head and his hand. All right. So damn small. There. His head and hand is now on. So that's Gorman. So Newt. Put her to one side. Gorman was next. Okay, who's next? Frost. He didn't live all that long in the movie, Frost, but no, I guess I really like him to be here. I think Ultimate Badass's expansion, Apone, will definitely be in that. I mean, that's his line, so it makes sense that he'll be in it, to me. So we've still got areas to dry out on him. He's got like a chest cavity thing here to sort out. Mold lion. Got one running on the inside of the leg here to take care of. The playthrough I've seen had Frost with the flamethrower. Now the flamethrower looks like an awesome bit of kit in this game, I have to say. Mold lines, you've got to get them at the right angle, haven't you, to see them. But as soon as you put paint on them, they'll stand out like a sore thumb, and they'll be glaringly obvious. Yeah, I know for a fact one of the expansions has Bishop. I think it might be the Get Away From Her You Bitch expansion. So that's got Ellen Ripley in the loader suit. Just looks really cool. Such an iconic movie moment. I'm just trying to put some score marks on the bottom of these feet here. So Frost is going to be, yeah, like so. That's a bit much. Frost. So he's in three bits. So Newt and Gorman were in 2 bits. And Frost is in 3 bits. Sorry, that was my phone going off. Oh, I was enjoying my coffee for a second here, whilst I'm letting Frost's body dry to the base of what he's got here. He don't know what he's. I think this might be a flame unit he's got here that he's carrying. Oh dear. So, what are you guys working on? That's the thing. That's the question. The big question. What are you guys working on? So this is my new, one of my new 2021 projects that actually arrived in 2021. My other 2021 project arrived in 2020 because I got it for Christmas. As you know, it's that amazing dragon from Mythos. But yeah, the next update is going to be a lot longer because it's going to take me a long time to deal with how I want to highlight the scales. Now, am I going to do more red highlighting on him? Probably, yeah. But for the at the moment, I think I want to do the metallics on it. Put his head on first. Probably a good idea. Now, models of this nature, do I consider myself an experienced modeler? Yeah, I do. So I'm thinking maybe some of the weird little nuances people have found with this have been because they are not quite as experienced. But I don't know. The days are getting longer, so it's good that my wife is finishing on these lighter nights, evenings. Well, it's still day, still afternoon actually when she finishes, because technically it's not evening until 6 o'clock. Sorry about that, it's my phone. Do you remember I used to work in Sainsbury's, and I used to belong to a group chat there with my buddies. Well, I still belong to it. In fact, only one of us in the group is still at Sainsbury's, but obviously we still talk to one another, keep in contact, and so on. And it's quite funny. So they're talking to each other. So they're not messages from me. They are messages for other members of the group. Now, okay, so Frost. There he is with his flamethrower. Frost. Yeah. Cool. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Nearly finished my coffee. Oh, it's time to see who is next. Hudson. Ha, yeah. Game over, man. Game over. Yeah, let's get Hudson out. Game over, man. One of the most memorable lines in it, isn't it? Game over, man. And actually improvised as well. One of those greatest lines that are improvised moments. Well, that's it. Game over. Would it be as memorable if he never did that? Probably not. Right, at least his head's already on. It's just the arm you've got to attach. Right. Okay, let's finish my coffee. Let's get some heating back on. It's been a bit chilly. What time are we at? 44 minutes. We can do another couple, I think. Or at least this one. So Hudson, very atypical of the colonial marines. He's like the typical private. Not too bright, not exceptionally brave, but he will do brave acts, to help like children and things like that. So he does to help Newt. He just blasts on in at the alien to try and save Newt, but he doesn't want to do things ordinarily to put himself at risk. Yeah, you need someone to go out there and realign this. Those things running around, you can count me out. Stay frosty. Yeah, it's going to be interesting looking for a colour scheme for these dudes. I think similar to how I paint my Imperial Guard, Astrum and Ataran will suffice. Just dry fitting his arm a moment. Yeah, that's not bad, that's good. To be honest, these are more fiddly than your average models because of the scale. Another reason I would say I wish the scale was bigger. So, you know, did they intentionally push it for the more experienced modeler? Not that you need to be super experienced to put them together. They're easy enough to put together, but they're very fiddly. So what I mean is easy to lose the small bits. You know, one flick of your knife, or you just drop the head, or Newt's arm, for instance. You ain't gonna get it again. You once you've lost it, you've lost it. Yeah, brush. Yeah, my old Citadel brush there. Yeah, my Citadel brush. A long time ago. Right. So. So I think once we've done this dude, that'll be it. I'll start saying goodbye now. So I've asked you what you're working on. You know, let me know what you're working on, because that is all important. I need to know these things. You know, yes, I do. I'd like to know what it is you're working on, so I can imagine what you're doing there. I just like that. Hudson. That's awesome. So it's been a good on the bench. It's nice to get away from the Middle Earth stuff, although I love Middle Earth. Like anything, it's good to have a break, isn't it? And no matter what you do, you can do too much of it, can't you? Well, I was glad to get my Mordor Orcs done. I mean, they were kind of pretty essential, I would have said, to any Middle Earth setting. I hope your projects are going well. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that other YouTube good stuff. You know, if you can like the videos, that helps me immensely. It really does. It will help the YouTube algorithms out and help it to promote it to other YouTube channels, and you know, I can try and get more views. And then if you want to help out the channel specific, then Patreon is the way to go. Check out my Patreon campaign. The link is on my home screen, and I'll try and remember to put it in the video description below as well. Lots of things I've got to try and remember lately. Right, so glasses off. So there we've got Newt, Gorman, Frost, and Hudson. Should I put him over more like that? Yeah, Hudson. There you go. There. Awesome. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, bye for now. Bye bye.